Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome back to the Impact in Action weekly show. I am happy to be here. I hope that you are happy to be here. So I have been hearing lots and lots of entrepreneurs reaching out, feeling this pressure to find their purpose, right? That there's something wrong with them if they don't know what that is, that if they can't just rattle off what that purpose is, that somehow they are missing something. And the reality is, there's nothing wrong with you, right? There's nothing wrong with you if you can't jump right in and say, hey, my purpose is X. This is what I know I'm meant to do. This is what I'm here for, right? There's nothing wrong with you if you can't do that, because the truth is it's not a competition, right? It feels like it because there's so many people, online who can, do that, rattle it off and say what their purpose is. Everybody's telling you need one, and you do, right? Like, I do think as a business owner, you do need to know what you're about, what you're there for, why it matters. But it isn't a competition. Just because somebody knows what that is and you may not know what that is yet, doesn't mean there is anything wrong with you. So my name is Maryann Lombardi. I am the founder and CEO of Maryann Lombardi Coaching and an author. I'm also the single parent of the coolest teenager in the world. Yeah. I love tacos. And my birthday was Sunday, and I turned 50. And I am now a new AARP member. So I went to an event last night, and I was sitting next to these two executives from AARP. And I was telling them that literally I turned 50 on Sunday, and Monday morning in the mail, I have my first piece of mail from AARP. So I had to say that I found that like a little, I don't know, sketchy isn't the right word, but I found it a little like off-putting. I was like, whoa, okay, I guess I am now a member of AARP. But they were lovely, and we had a grand old time, and we celebrated my 50. So I am an entrepreneur coach, and I help impact entrepreneurs clarify and simplify so they can take the bold action that is necessary to solve big problems, and do it without all of the noise, because there's a lot of noise out there. And the more we can simplify, the more those entrepreneurs can make change. So I want to take a second to talk about the P word, right? Talk about what purpose is. So what's important to know about your purpose and finding your purpose is that your purpose is personal, right? Like, it's about you. It's focused inward. It's something that is all about you, right? So when you're finding your purpose, it is really about discovering and naming what lights you up, right? Like, what is bringing you joy? What feeds you in a way that nothing else does? That's the key to finding that purpose. And as I mentioned before, it's not a competition, right? Like, it may be easy for some people and it may be hard for others, right? It's a journey. It is something that takes time. It is something that takes effort, right? The other thing about finding your purpose is that it requires self-reflection, right? It takes that time, and it takes self-reflection. It requires us to look at ourselves inside and say, what lights me up? What do I care about? What is meaningful to me? So it doesn't need to be rushed. It's not something that has to happen immediately. It is something that takes time, and that self-reflection. The other thing that I think is really important to know about your purpose is that it is vital, right? It's important to know it because it helps bring that clarity to your life, to your goals, to your day-to-day. And without that, it's hard to act efficiently, right? And we've talked about this before, that clarity is your ability to think and to behave and then to take action without the burden of all that noise, without the burden of that external and internal noise. And finding your purpose fuels that, right? Like, it fuels that clarity, and it fuels that planning and that progress to your goals and to the impact that we are trying to make. So that's what purpose is, and how really to discover your purpose. Now, purpose is different from impact. Often the two words are used kind of interchangeably, but they are actually very different. So again, your purpose is personal. It's about you. It's focused inward. But your impact is about other people. It's about the effect your actions have on the things that are outside of yourself, right? So when you're having an impact, it is about thinking about how you can channel that purpose into the tangible results that impact other people and other things. So in your business, having an impact asks you to think beyond your financial returns, right? And there's nothing wrong with making money, right? Like making money is important. Making money allows you to fuel your impact. So that's important. But the impact is not necessarily just your financial return. So if you're trying to make an impact on a cause or a community or anything like that, those financial returns are intended to support some impact beyond that. The other thing to know about impact is that having an impact is good for your health, right? Like stepping outside of your needs and focusing on other people, focusing on their needs, how you can help, has been proven to reduce your stress, to lead to longevity, to help you live longer, feel better, all of that kind of stuff. So it's good to go inwards to find your purpose. Use that purpose to help have an impact because it's going to be better for the people you serve as well as yourself. The other thing about impact is that it's just good business, right? Good business is good business no matter what, right? So there doesn't need to be a trade-off between having an impact or making money, right? And if you are impact oriented, it doesn't necessarily mean that you are just working in the nonprofit space or that kind of thing. You can have a full-fledged commercial entity and make an impact. So there's this other word that comes up often, right? So you have purpose, which is working inward, impact, which is about that purpose being channeled into the effect that it has on other people. Then there's this word called intention, right? So Sharon Salzberg, who is this renowned meditation teacher and author, I am trying very hard to get into meditation. It is not my strong suit, but I recognize the value it has. So I've been reading a lot about meditation. I've been doing meditation, all this kind of stuff. So Sharon Salzberg, I'm going to read this quote that she has, which I really love, which says that when we are aware of what we are thinking and feeling, and thinking critically about what we want to do and say based on those thoughts or feelings, we are acting with intention. Love that. Right, I'm going to read that again. When we are aware of what we are thinking and feeling and thinking critically about what we want to do and say based on those thoughts and feelings, we are acting with intention, right? So if you have a purpose, that's about you, that's focused inward, that purpose can help you act with intention, right? Like it can help you think critically about what you want to do and say, and then act with intention so that you can make an impact, right? Have an effect on the people and things that are outside of yourself. So often, if you're having trouble to develop your purpose, one of the things that can help is to start acting with intention, right? This word intention is really helpful because it gets at what we talked about before about the idea that finding your purpose takes self-reflection. It takes you thinking about and understanding the things that light you up. And what acting with intention asks you to do is to be thinking critically about what you want to do or say based on how you feel, right? So instead of kind of pressuring yourself to say, I must have a purpose, I have to have a purpose, how about taking a step back and thinking, how about I start practicing acting with intention and see what you learn by acting with intention as you think critically about what you want to do or say based on how you feel. See if that starts to lead you to discover those things that light you up, that bring you joy, that get you popping out of bed in the morning being like, damn, I want to go get it done today, right? So think about acting with intention. The other thing is to give yourself a break, right? If you haven't figured out your purpose, it can feel daunting. Again, competition, people out there saying, go, 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 this is me, I'm doing great, this is my purpose in life, okay? So fine, just take a break and try not to force it. Because as we know, the more we force things to happen, often the harder it is to get those things to actually happen. So give yourself a break because it takes time and it takes that self-reflection. It takes that effort, right? So just back off a little from yourself so that you're not putting so much pressure. The other thing to think about is that it will come, right? If you put in the effort, it will come. Try not to force it. It will come. So for me personally, my purpose is to help more women and non-binary entrepreneurs and change makers open businesses, right? And lead, right? Find those leadership roles. That's what matters to me. That is what lights me up when I get up in the morning. And I truly believe that the most effective way to transform the business, social, and political landscape, making it more inclusive and generous, is for more women and non-binary entrepreneurs and leaders to be in our leadership roles, to control our businesses and our boardrooms. And I see my role as helping make that happen. So my hope for you is that you do find a purpose, right? My hope for you is that you really do find what lights you up and that you act with intention so that you can make an impact. So let me know how you're doing on that. Give yourself some grace as you discover that. But I'd love to know if you know what your purpose is, and if you don't, how you are looking forward to finding it, right? So thank you so much, and I look forward to seeing you next week.